Password accepted.
Hey guys, it's your girl Cameron and I'm back at it again with another video. And today we are going to be doing a little album reaction to Kehlani's brand new album, Blue Water Road. So excited. It has been about 2 years since her last project dropped. Or anytime Kehlani puts out new music, I always feel like I'm going through a transition period, and it's always kind of helped me get through that next step. So I feel like it's going to be therapeutic. I think it's going to be a new era, a new tone, not even just the sound, but like the lyricism. Share my honest, real reaction. Kehlani's like top 2 favorite artists, top 3 favorite artists. So I really am not sure which direction this album is going to go, whether it's going to be kind of a versatile mix, kind of like Sweet Sexy Savage. Is it going to be a little more R&B like It Was Good Until It Wasn't? Is it going to be more pop leaning? Some of the singles so far have given me that vibe. But you never know, because Kay is just a very versatile artist. Comment down below, what are your top 3 songs from Blue Water Road? Stick around to the end and I will be sharing my picks. And please hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's just get straight into the album review. Let's go. Blue Water Road has 13 songs. If you ask me, that's fairly short, considering that we've heard about 3 of these songs. That's not the best news, but you know what? We're gonna get to it. The first song is Little Story. I'll play a little bit of a clip for y'all, and then I will give you my thoughts. Oh, I love when that beat drops. It's like something haunting and eerie about it, but so stunning. Oh. Stunning. Heard her sing that part live. It's absolutely gorgeous. One thing I really like about this song is the layers, the different instruments. So she goes from like this acoustic moment to strings, and then of course there's like this big orchestral moment. I love the dynamics, the soundscape in it. This song is like sensory overload, but in the best way. Number 2 is called Any Given Sunday featuring Blast. I really like Blast. He's a West Coast artist. Comment down below if you guys know who Blast is, but I'm actually really excited that they have a collab. I like the beat so far. Sounds like lo-fi music.
Are you working, baby? Are you working tonight? The baddest bitch that's in the mirror wants to love somebody, start to right. I'm at the club. Are you working tonight?
This sexy, y'all.
She's presidential, got you stimming.
Definitely a West Coast Blast influence.
We talking about practice. No plan, blowing out patches. I just touched down in Miami.
Definitely West Coast. That breakdown and the production is stunning. Rain on your stage any given Sunday. That was so freaking good. Stop. First of all, Blast, I've been kind of into his music. My boyfriend listens to Blast all the time, so kind of gives me like this nostalgic feeling. Like it reminds me of some of my favorite moments. So Blast, great. Kehlani, of course, I love her so much because her vocals are so smooth. It is like easy like Sunday mornings, guys. I mean, come on. Calm, started feeling a little lo-fi moment, and then you get that beat come in. She doesn't have to do too much. She doesn't have to do too much harmonizing. She doesn't have to do too much with the production. Her vocals, a vibe. Number 3 is called Shooter Interlude.
I'm a kid on this part too. Can you start on my startup? Can you move my maneuver? I think you need Jesus. I think you need a shooter. So who you been fucking? Who you been fooling?
Strings.
How many play to help her?
I like that drop.
Just a babysitter, dated your baby sister. I wanted babies with you. Your daughter's supposed to be mine. Shouldn't have wasted. Give me Jesus.
That rich like drop.
I think you need.
That song had obviously some very personal references. So for me, I guess when I listen to that again, I would like to kind of understand if it has a thread or if it's just kind of a bunch of like random thoughts or random spurts of memories kind of put in one song. Shooter was cool. We're gonna move on to Wish I Never. Ooh, this is a sample.
I never let him win unless I say so. And I don't show my cards, but I play it. You ain't never let it stop simulation. Had to take it back to play in my favor. It's all I wanna see when you bitch me. Should've never took that risk.
Interesting sample.
Get into your Lambo. Let you shoot it up like Rambo.
Interesting. I would have liked some more maybe vocals at that part. Guys, I'm gonna be so honest with you right now. That one threw me for a loop, and I'm not 100% convinced that that's like for me. You feel me? I don't know. It was something about the sample. I don't know if it was like kind of oversaturated and it was just a lot to kind of, there was the harmonies and then there was the sample and then there's like this other layering track, but that wasn't my favorite. Because I love her, you know, I got to give it a few listens. But as a first impression, just not my favorite thing that I've heard. It was just a little busy for me. So number 5 is Up at Night featuring Justin Bieber. I love the skip beat in this song. I think this song would have been nice with some more harmonies. Kehlani and Justin's vocals work really nicely together. Even when they did Get Me, I really liked that song. It was just smooth, a smooth track. There was different elements. There's a beatbox element. There's already a skip beat, which gives you like that hip hop feel. And then at the end, there was this huge grand string arrangement. It's pretty clear that strings is a common theme for her album, when it's so funny because I feel like people are using strings more and more to kind of richen up their sound. Reviewed Positions by Ariana Grande. That was a style that she really ushered on her project, but loved the strings nevertheless. All right, so next song is called Get Me Started featuring Kehlani. I like the nice. It's like they're climbing a stair step the entire. More of an experimental song. Kehlani's register kind of matched the tone of how Sid kind of sings. So she was in like this high voice, but it wasn't like completely falsetto. It was just kind of like a higher, kind of changed the pitch a little bit. So I thought it was fun. It was like a fun, playful version of Kehlani, a way for her to play with her voice. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really nice. I think that's one that'll grow on me though. The next song is Everything Interlude. Beautiful arrangement though. Stunning. Love a good string. So that's definitely kind of the tying element. I think most of the songs so far have had some sort of strings. Little Story has, Shooter, I think Wish I Never had, Up at Night, and Everything Interlude so far. So now we have More Than I Should featuring Jessie Reyez. Guys, I'm not always a huge fan of Jessie Reyez's like tone. It's just not my style, so I don't know. Let's see.
If you knew how long you've been since I felt her on my skin.
Her, okay.
Why I keep letting on. Is it really cheating?
It was that little voice.
Right? She's not touching me right. Leaves me lonely every night. That woman I like. The way you found me so weird.
That's the guitar.
Hella justified. If I climbed on top and we fucked tonight.
Is this Jesse's voice?
Like two wrongs.
Or is it Kehlani's? Nice run. They have like a story happening here. So it's almost like they're kind of, I guess, convincing themselves like, well, if you're not home every night and you leave me alone, is it really cheating? Is it really that bad? More of a funk vibe, which, to be honest, guys, with my R&B listening, I usually don't listen to much like funk R&B inspired music. It's just not my favorite genre, so I'm already not as excited about this one just because it's not something that I tend to listen to. Or the second verse, I wasn't sure if it was Kehlani or Jesse, and I do think sometimes when you have a feature, it's nice to have somebody that offsets you a little more. I made a comment that I'm not a huge fan of Jesse's voice. I thought she was going to come in with that very distinct tone, but it was so similar to how Kehlani sings, but it almost sounded like maybe Kehlani was trying to sing in her tone. So I think that somewhat does a bit of a disservice when there's a feature, when you two kind of blend a little too much. It's interesting because some people said this about No Love with SZA and Summer Walker, which I love that song. I feel like they sounded different enough, but this one definitely blended in a little more for my liking. So number 9 is Alter. We're going to listen to this briefly and I will give you my opinion. This one has been out for a good while now. You know, when I first heard it, wasn't crazy about it. The lyrics and the meaning behind the song, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know much about altars, but I literally think she's setting an altar to somebody who has passed on. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's really embarrassing if I just totally missed the mark. But she kind of talks about setting a plate, playing the songs you like to play, stay just a little bit longer, now you're gone. So it seems like she's setting an altar for someone she loves. So I think when you think about the song in that context, it definitely makes it deeper and makes you kind of listen a little bit harder. It's just really poppy. It feels very Sweet, Sexy, Savage era, like 2017. It's just not my favorite. All right, so next is called Melt. And actually, Kehlani said this is probably one of her favorite songs on the project. So let's see what this is about. If I move too quick past you, I would think it's my reflection. That's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Definitely a theme. This sounds like a movie soundtrack. It's so pretty. It's so cinematic. Oh, that's cute. This is like such a love song. I love this. Oh, that was beautiful. That was stunning. That got so much better as it progressed. What a stunning, beautiful, cinematic masterpiece. Like that song, the lyricism, the love song, the love language, the use of the metaphors, like where do I end? Where do you begin? We're melting. But that like falsetto run towards the end, stunning, gorgeous, gorgeous, stunning. The production was beautiful on this. I definitely see why this was one of her favorites. This is one of the best songs I think that she's ever made. Lyrically, sonically, vocally. Wow. We have Tangerine. I think that's such a cute name for a song. drums. There's a lot of like live instrumentation in this album thus far. Nice. I like that. I like where all the music just builds up. Oh, it's a little freaky. Like a summer day, sweet, juicy. There was an effect on her voice. I really liked it. I didn't think that they would go with that effect the entire song, so I felt myself kind of having to listen extra hard, especially during that chorus, because it was morphed a little bit. That's one that I think has to grow on me. Overall, I like the vibe of the song. I like the melody, but I need to get a better idea of like what's happening, because I feel like, again, I'm trying to focus on what's happening with the music. I'm trying to focus on what she's saying. That's a lot to take in so far, but I liked a lot of the metaphors that I could pick up on. So, all right, number 12 is called Everything. We are getting towards the end. What a sick, sad shame. Pretty. It's like the chords of the guitar, her voice. It's the everything for me, period. This is very cinematic too. The flow, the cadence in the song. It was made for me, think it was made with me, shit, but like destiny. Okay. I was like, I want more harmonies. Thank you. Oh, it's like a, what do you call that? Like a vibrato? Like the music. That's one of the most beautiful songs she's ever made. To the softness, the sweetness, the sexy, like when she named her album Sweet Sexy Savage, that was actually really genius, because you see that throughout her music. In one song, you can see all three of those sides. This is one of those songs. It was so rich. She switched her flow. I know you usually say that in rap, but I think the way that you sing things, it makes it so it's kind of exciting. Everything's not so like monotone. In one moment, she switches how she delivers something. Again, I'm really glad that she stacked some vocals. I'm a harmony sucker, and I've realized I love Kehlani's music, and I love different artists for different reasons, but sometimes there's some moments where I really want her to stack the hell out of her vocals to add like that richness. So I think towards the end, that's the closest she really got to kind of like what I wanted. But otherwise, I think that's why Kehlani is so intriguing, because also she doesn't need to do too much. She doesn't need to stack her vocals too much. Her voice is just so pure that sometimes you just want to hear that note and nothing else. Beautiful, stunning, definitely one of my favorites on the album. I hate to say this, I'm so sad to say, but this is the last song in the album, called Wondering/Wandering, featuring Thundercat and Ombre. I like the calmness of this album. Oh, this is nice. Oh, the bass. The bass. The bass. Ah, oh, beautiful. Nice. So rich. Yes. 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 I like this. gosh, what a perfect way to end the album. Just kind of like with her daughter, like Blue Water. You hear the water, the ocean behind. Really produced some really strong songs that I've never heard anything like that from her before. Definitely an elevation in those songs for sure. My top 3, I would have to say, is Melt. I think Melt might be my top. It's between Melt and Everything, but top 2, Melt and Everything. And I really loved number 2, Any Given Sunday with Blast. That's setting aside all of the ones I've heard before. I love Little Story. Honorable mentions, again, Wondering, Wandering, Little Story, Up at Night. Those were like probably my favorite ones. Otherwise, there were a few that I'm kind of iffy on. And to be honest, art is subjective. So I don't have to love everything just because you love an artist. Overall, though, I think the atmosphere that she created with this album, the vibe, the aesthetic, the sound aesthetic was perfectly placed. It was perfectly matched. I feel like I was like transported to like this different place where it's just serenity. There's a calmness, there's a peace. And maybe that's why I kind of feel maybe like Wish I Never feels a little bit out of place. I know that you want to switch up the sound, but I still felt like there could have been a way to get a fast jam like that, or more of an R&B hit that was still kind of more in sync with the overall cohesiveness of the project. But otherwise, acoustic was almost a given. That was almost on every single song. And of course, the strings. There was a lot of live instrumentation, drums, bass, strings, different kinds of strings. I feel like I heard like chimes, I heard piano. Through this project, you can see that she's in a really good place right now. There's a lot of beautiful things happening. It feels like she's at peace. And it's so lovely to see that evolution. Because if we talk about if it was good until it wasn't, she was going through a tough time. She'd lost some people. She'd gone through a breakup. It seems like she was in this transition phase. Like, I should be happy. Things are good. I've had my child. I'm surrounded by good people, but something is still off. This song feels like it's peaceful. It's quiet. I'm in a good place. I'm in love. I'm happy. And I feel like listening to a project like this is just so inspirational because it puts you in a place where you're at peace and you just feel light. I like It Was Good Until It Wasn't better. But I will say it's always so hard for me to choose a favorite Kehlani album because each of those projects means so much to me in so many different ways. So that was my thoughts. First listen, just to give it a rating out of 10, I would give it like an 8 out of 10 first listen. I think it has a potential to get to like an 8.5, maybe a 9. Some of her music that she's made on here was definitely 10 out of 10 material though. Definitely top 10 in her discography though. Okay? Don't get it twisted because I love her down. But I'm going to keep it honest and I'm going to be real. So share your opinions. Please be respectful. Like, comment, like I said. And please hit that subscribe button if you want to tune into more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in my next video.